Hey guys, today we're going to be reading Days in the Chore with Kittens by Kes Gray. And we're on chapter 12, even though you call it parts. And at the end, we're going to do a really cool thing because I've got all my Christmas lights up and my Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I can't say it very well, who is going to be listening also. Like you are. I think we're nearly half the book. No, we're even more than half the book. The page is 123. Chapter 12. The trouble with frisbees is you can never be actually sure when they are going to go. Every afternoon, straight after lunch, me, Harrison, Matty, Carly, Kirsty, I can't say that. What is that? This finger.
Cerise?
Yes, Cerise. Yeah, that's Cerise. And Montague would meet by the slide. Would meet by the slide with our t-shirts on, and then play zombie mermaids in the pool. The trouble is, boys don't usually want to be mermaids, even when there are zombie ones, so we couldn't really play zombie mermaids for very long. Everyone wanted to play frisbee throwing, though, especially when it was zombie frisbee throwing. Montague said that we could all beat water zombies without being mermaids, and that our special zombie frisbee was made out of red hot lava, which meant if you held it for too long, your fingers would melt off and sink to the bottom of the pool. The trouble with your fingers sinking to the bottom of the pool is you can't hold Spanish lemonade or ice cream or anything. So if the frisbee came to you, you had to throw it to someone else really fast. Your fingers just dropped off. It looks so yucky. It would have been weird if it had colouring on it. Because at the front of the book and the back of the book it's colouring, but on the inside there's none. The trouble with throwing frisbees really fast is they can almost go into space, especially if you're not standing in the pool when you throw it. It just stinks. I did start off in the pool, and even when I was right up to my shoulders in the water, I did some really good throws. The trouble is, then I found a beetle floating in the water beside me. Matty said it was a zombie headlouse from Deadlands, but it wasn't. It was definitely a shiny black and green beetle from Spain. It splashed straight towards me and even touched my arm. And its legs were still moving. So I had to stop playing zombie frisbee for a moment, scoop it into a plastic cup and throw it off the pool back onto the concrete. The trouble with throwing beetles out of swimming pools is they land upside down. The trouble with beetles landing upside down is they can't turn themselves the right way up. They just stay upside down and wriggle and wriggle and wriggle. At least Spanish beetles do. When we were getting our Christmas decorations out, there was a ladybird Mum scooped out and nearly threw it out the window.
I did.
You didn't? You throwed it!
Well, no, I let it out the window.
You were like, I saw you do that. That's not really good. So I had to get out of the pool to help turn it over. The trouble with turning beetles over is you can't really do it with your fingers in case they nip you. So you have to find a lolly stick to turn them over. Instead, you have to concentrate really hard on getting the beetle's legs to grab on, which is quite hard. And then you have to turn him over without him letting go, or he might fall off and land upside down again, which is even harder. So when a zombie frisbee comes to you, you don't really notice it at all first, and then everyone screams, "Zombie fingers!" at you. It really makes you jump. No, nearly skipped one. Good thing she was out the pool.
Is that just a picture?
Yeah.
Can we see?
It's not very exciting. She just thrown a frisbee and it's gone over the fence. Yay.
Mm.
Okay, that did already go over the fence. Like that? Okay, yes it is. And when you look round at everyone in the pool and they're telling you you've only got 2 seconds before your fingers melt off, it makes you really panic. Pick up the zombie frisbee and throw it away really fast. So fast that it goes right across the pool, straight over the sun lounges and in between some palm trees, and then over a fence, which wasn't my fault, except everyone said it was. At first they laughed and splashed about. No, I already read that. Carly said I must have done a turbo zombie frisbee throw. Matty said I must have switched to zombie space catapult force. And Sue said I'd thrown it so hard she was surprised my arm hadn't fallen off and landed in the pool, which was the funniest. But then Montague said I had to go and get the frisbee back from over the fence, which is wrong because it wasn't even his frisbee in the first place. It was Harrison and Jojo's. Then everyone said I had to go get the frisbee back from over the fence, including Harrison and Jojo, because I was the one who had thrown it over. That doesn't really make sense. I don't know why she said that. Plus, I was already out of the pool, thanks to the beetle, so I had no choice. I had to go and look for the frisbee, which meant I had to go behind the fence too. The trouble with fences is they can be a bit strange when they're Spanish, especially when you don't know what is on the other side. So I asked Montague and Cerise to come with me, but they wouldn't. Montague said that his flip-flops were under the bed in his hotel room and that Spanish concrete was too hot for his feet. Cerise said she wanted to have a go on the slide. Matty said he wanted to practice his duck diving. Carly said she was feeling a bit sunburnt, which was definitely a lie because she was bluer than any of us. And Danny said he needed to check the battery on his iPod, not including Jojo. That only left Harrison. I knew Harrison wouldn't let me down. Okay, why did I just flip to that page? Okay, that was 4 pages away. Now, we're already on chapter 13. That's like 2 seconds. I'm like, done. About 30 seconds. Okay, I'm just going to have a look at that picture for a sec. Okay, they finally found the kittens.
Well, read it first, then we'll have a look at the picture.
Chapter 13. The moment I saw the kittens, I knew this was going to be the best holiday ever. Harrison said he saw them first because he was the first one to go through the gate in the fence, but he definitely didn't see them first. He saw the frisbee first, but I forgot. But he definitely didn't see. But it was me who saw the kittens. They were curled up under a bush beside some big metal dustbins. The dustbins were really smelly and had Spanish flies buzzing all around them. But I didn't care. I only cared about the kittens. There were 5, a grey one, a grey and white one a black, one a black and white, one and a ginger.
One a black and white and one a ginger.
And a ginger one. And there was a mummy one. The mummy one was a kind of tabby coloured with a white tip on her tail. My dad's just come to look.
Come on then, keep reading.
Right there.
Finish that
Can you
chapter.
show them, Dad?
Not the moment.
Please.
Say hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Go on.
He just copies what they say. She was really skinny, and at first, when she saw me, she looked a bit scared. But when she realised I could do Spanish cat talk, she was all right. The trouble with Spanish cat talk is only me and Spanish cats, cats and kittens can understand it. Hassan didn't understand it, and neither did Jojo. When we shoved the kittens the next day.
When we what?
When we showed her the kittens the next day.
Oh, Jojo.
That's what I said. Spanish cat talk is a mixture of silent language and squeaks. You either know how to do it or you don't, which was a shame for Harrison and Jojo because they didn't know how to do it. But then Harrison and Jojo aren't as good with animals as I am, which is why it's better if I was more in charge of the kittens than them. Even if Harrison was older than me, Harrison said they definitely understood why the kittens had made their nest under a bush beside the dustbins. He said the dustbins were full of things to eat, and so being next to one of one would mean that they could always get food anytime they wanted it. Which isn't true, because the trouble with Spanish dustbins is kittens can't get the lids off. Neither can mummy cats, because the lids are too heavy and high up, which is probably why the kittens looked so skinny, especially the littlest black one. I was the first one to touch her. She was so cute. I was a bit nervous first in case the mummy cat tried to scratch me, but after I squeaked to explain that I was only going to be kind to her kittens and that later on I would come back and give them some food, she let me crouch down beside the bush, put my hand in and stroked them. Then she was even let me pick up one of her kittens. Oh, you so cute, kittens. Oh gosh, I got a long way to go, I think. There's a picture. Okay, I'll read it first. The trouble with picking up a Spanish kitten is other people always want to have a hold too. I'd only had the black one in the palm of my hand for about 10 seconds before her husband said it was his turn to hold him now. So I had to let him, otherwise it wouldn't have been fair. Harrison said he thought he might have suddenly found the powers to speak Spanish cat talk, but he definitely hadn't. Harrison's squeaks didn't sound like Spanish cat language at all. They sound more like... That's nearly my whole dad's name, but it's not.
It sounded more like Russian.
Russian hamster language, if you asked me. But I didn't tell him that because that wouldn't have been fair either, or kind. So at first I only got a little hold of the black kitten and no hold of the other kittens at all, because before I could reach under the bush to get another one, Angelo came out of the back door of the pool bar and found us over by the dustbins. Angelo is my favourite Spanish waiter in the world. He was really nice and friendly to us all the time. We were on holiday, but the first time he met us, he said children weren't allowed around the dustbins and he would get told off if he didn't ask us to leave, which I don't think was true either. If you ask me, the reason he wanted us to go back to the pool had nothing to do with the dustbins. If you ask me, Angelo just wanted us to go so he could smoke a cigar without anyone seeing. I'm definite about it actually, because I saw him hide a cigarette behind his back when he saw us. Plus, when he asked us our names, there was smoke coming up from over his shoulder. The trouble with smoking cigarettes is they can kill you, whatever language you smoke, then they can kill you deader than dead. Kind of. He's literally gonna step on that, I think.
Have you finished that page?
Yeah, I have. Cigarettes have got bad stuff inside them that can clog up your whole body and stop you breathing, and then can turn your teeth yellow and your hair. My mum said that my granddad, who died before I was born, used to smoke, and the front of his hair went really yellow. Then he had a smoking disease and he died. Like my dad, except my dad didn't die of smoke or cigarettes. He died of a car crash when I was little. He's literally stepped on that now. But I don't remember. I never remembered. I hardly remember anything about when I was little. I will remember never ever to smoke though. Not in English or Spanish or any other language. Which is why I had to tell Angela off. When Angela found out Harrison and I seen the cigarette, he dropped it on the ground and squashed the smoke out of it with the heel of his shoe. Please don't tell me you haven't stopped recording.
No, it's still going, don't worry.
He said that if lots of children found out there were kittens behind the fence, then they would all want to see them and stroke them and pick them up and everything. They would end up with lots of children around the dustbins, which meant he really would get into trouble. Plus, the mummy cat might not like it, which meant he would have to go lock the gate in the fence for good, which meant we wouldn't be able to open it, which meant we would never see the kittens again, never ever. So Harrison and me decided there and then we got back to the pool with the frisbee. The 5 little Spanish gatillos behind the fence with
Not gatios.
gatitos behind the fence would be our 5 little secrets. We wouldn't tell absolutely anyone about the cute little gatitos at all, except for Jojo and my mum. That's fine. Oh no, it's not actually.
What, is that the end? Yeah.
So I hope you like this video, and remember you can subscribe wherever you want on the screen. And I'm gonna switch the lights off.
So that we can see the Christmas lights. Yeah?
Yep.
You don't need to do anything, do you?
Oh yeah. Echo, turn off Lumos.
Okay.
Ooh.
Turn it around. Okay. Now I'm just gonna go shut the door to make it even darker so there's no light. Except from the Christmas ones. This is how good it looks.
Like Santa's grotto.
Yeah.
Are you going to say bye?
Bye.